Welcome to On the Verge and the Mental Fitness Series. I am your host, Cara Bradley, bringing you the final episode of this mental fitness series. I am looking forward to closing and capping this short series about one of the most important topics in my life right now, and that is my mental fitness. Today we're going to talk about the opposite of burnout, which is exactly what feeling mentally fit is all about. First, I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for tuning in to this solo podcast. It's not always easy to listen to just one person speak. I have to be honest with you, it's not always easy for me to be the only one speaking. But I feel that I am called and really feel compelled to share what I've experienced, to share the depth of my own practice for the last how many years, to share what's coming through me. I feel like at this time, with this pandemic burnout creeping into every home, it is a call. We are all being called to go down beneath the surface level self-care, beneath the surface level practices, to really getting down to the root, to the source code. Something I've been extraordinarily curious about my entire life is the root cause. The root causes of what makes me feel good and not good. And that's what I feel called to share with you all. So today, let's talk about burnout. What it means, what it feels like, and what we can do to start to turn course here. I'm coming to you, it is mid-April. We are hopefully about to emerge from the pandemic, or what we know of, this current pandemic. And many of us, including myself in some respects, are feeling pretty exhausted. Burnout is kind of being at the end of your rope in some aspect of your life. It doesn't have to mean that you have hit rock bottom. It may just mean there are certain parts of you that are just worn out, overwhelmed, exhausted, sad, even grieving. There can be parts of you that just feel like you've run out of answers, or the uncertainty has just gotten the best of you. Or perhaps you're feeling impatient. Or just a general agitation. Agitation is an amazing message from your body, from your nervous system. Agitation is telling you that something is in the midst of change. And there's such hope, although it's very uncomfortable, there is enormous growth in the agitation. So burnout, you may feel any of the above that I mentioned or something else. But the opposite of burnout doesn't mean to be cheery all the time. It doesn't mean to always have the answers or always feel motivated. The opposite of burnout is the sense of being strong, calm, clear. And it doesn't have to be amplified. We're not talking about maxed out, optimized state 24/7. It's just a sense or a combination of senses of feeling strong, calm, and clear. This allows us to see the burnout, to ride those waves of exhaustion, uncertainty, impatience, agitation, overwhelm, depletion. It allows us to ride it a little bit more gracefully when it does come over us. Why I feel so called to share my experience is because I believe that at the root of a lot of how we feel are these physical manifestations. Underneath the mind, the busy mind, and beyond on the outside of emotion, we have this extraordinary intelligence, our body intelligence. And it's innate in us. It's innate in all living beings. By the way, if you haven't seen My Octopus Teacher on Netflix, go watch it. It will teach you physical intelligence. Holy moly. We are extraordinarily intelligent beings. And it has nothing to do with thoughts. So my approach, this body-first approach to feeling strong, calm, and clear, or mentally fit, has to do with harnessing our body intelligence. And we harness our body intelligence, we've been talking about this in this series, by stopping and asking yourself, checking in with yourself, right? How am I feeling right now? And then pausing to check in or tune in with your body. So remember, there's more nonverbal communication happening than there is verbal. So when we stop and ask, how am I feeling? And we check in with our body, we can start to discern the nuances between impatience and agitation, between being tired or being exhausted. And there's a difference. So this is how we start to harness our body intelligence. And the third step is to choose an intervention if necessary. So if you haven't listened to this series, go back to episode 1 and run through them, because I talk about the mini wins, the micro practices, these body, on-the-spot body state shifters that allow you to shift from feeling busy, which is just a container word, a big word, bucket word, to feeling better or best. Harnessing our body intelligence, it's at the root of building mental fitness. And this is how we train our nervous system. We train our nervous system to feel more coherent, balanced, in sync more often. It's really simple. So when we can just pause long enough to listen to ourselves, to really listen, we'll know what we need. One of those mini wins, remember? Biology, change your biology. Move your body, breathe, change your breath pattern, find some rhythm, stillness, silence, or get your hands out in nature, on a dog, on a cat, in the woods, in the dirt, in your food, your real food. So first, the way we become mentally fit in my body first approach is to harness that body intelligence by listening. 2, train your nervous system. Choose a mini win throughout the day. Make sure you're constantly listening in and state shifting, micro state shifting over and over. And then the third aspect to getting mentally fit is to prime your gut-brain connection. Talked about it last week with Dr. Sean Talbot from Amari Global, this company that I partner with. And you don't need to partner with Amari. You can, but you don't have to. You don't have to. But what I have experienced over the last 2 years, that becoming more aware of my food intake and targeted food micronutrients has helped to prime my gut-brain connection, and it has amplified how I feel It has amplified my sense of vigor and vitality. It has amplified my mental clarity and acuity. And most important, I think for me, it has stabilized how I feel emotionally, especially over these last, now we're talking, over a year. So, getting mentally fit from a body-first approach. Harness your body intelligence. Train your nervous system to hum at a more coherent state more often, and prime your gut-brain connection. This is my world. This is where I'm living. This is what I'm called to share with you all. I encourage you to look more deeply, not just listen to this podcast. There's so much more beyond this. So a good place to start is just by downloading my mental fitness protocol. You can find the link in the show notes. You can email me, hello@carabradley.net, or just DM me on social media. You can just say protocol, and I will get you in. This is where I'm headed. It's below the noise. It's below the hype out there about what you need next, or the 3 ways to do this or that. It really is getting at the root systems of your body and harnessing your body intelligence so that your gut, your heart can work with your brain. And when we can move the needle down at the root systems, it moves everything. Things start to click into place. So there we are. This mental fitness series is just an offering, an overview of where I'm heading, and it's very emergent. There's a lot coming through right now in organizing in my life and how I feel called to share. So I thank you for being here along this emergent journey with me. It's not always smooth, and it's definitely not produced. It is in real time, and this is the real deal as it is coming through me right out and offering it to you. Reach out, let me know how you're doing. I look forward to coming back in a few weeks with another series of morning messages to help you set your state. Because remember, if you don't choose your state of being, of body-mind, the world will choose it for you. So let's get into the driver's seat of our own lives. And it starts right there with choosing your state. Be mentally well, my friends. Be mentally well, be physically well. Go out there and shine.